Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Ronnie Woo and this is Cooking for You and Me. Today I'm showing you my recipe for a delicious and versatile Bolognese sauce. It's perfect with some pasta or used in your favorite lasagna dish. In addition, it can be frozen and used for a quick meal the next week or even the next month. You guys are gonna love it, so stay tuned. So this recipe calls for a little bit of chopping, but the end result is so delicious that you're going to look back and say it was totally worth it. So the first thing you want to do is mince up your garlic. I have 4 cloves of garlic here. I just want to mince these bad boys up. So after I mince up my garlic, I want to dice up my shallots. I have 2 shallots here. So I have my shallots diced here. Now I want to finally dice my onion. So after I have my onion diced, now I want to dice up my carrots and my celery. The trick to chopping long vegetables like carrots and celery is to cut them in half first. Slice the halves lengthwise, line them up, and then chop them up that way. So we have all of our vegetables chopped. The last thing we want to do is chop our pancetta. Pancetta is this delicious cured meat. It's Italian cured meat, and it's a lot like bacon, but it's made out of pork belly. Alright, so I have my pancetta chopped. I have my ground meats here. I have pork, lamb, veal, and beef. That's sort of the secret to my delicious Bolognese sauce is the 4 different kinds of meats because it adds all different kinds of flavors to it. So what we're going to do is brown our pancetta and then caramelize our meats in there, and then we're going to take it out, make our vegetables sweat, combine it all together with some San Marzano tomatoes, some white wine, and some milk, and make it a delicious Bolognese sauce. So let's head back to the stove. In a large overproof pot, melt the butter and olive oil on high heat. When the butter and oil begins to bubble, add the pancetta and cook it until it is golden brown. Depending on how big your pot is, caramelize the ground meat 1/3 or 1/2 at a time until it is a nice dark brown color, making sure to stir and break up any lumps as much as possible. Then you want to transfer the caramelized meat into a bowl after each batch. When all of the meat is caramelized, transfer the rest of it into the bowl and set aside. Then you want to switch to medium heat, and in the same pot, add the garlic and the shallots, followed by the onions, carrots, and celery. Then you want to stir and cook it for about 15 minutes until the vegetables have softened. Once the vegetables have softened, you want to add the browned meat back to the pot and mix everything together and cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes. Then you want to pour the white wine into the pot to deglaze, making sure to scrape the bottom to get any remaining browned pieces. Then you want to season it with some salt and pepper and cook it for about 4 to 5 more minutes. Once the alcohol in the white wine has evaporated, you want to add your milk, San Marzano tomatoes, and beef stock. You want to mix this really well and bring it to a boil. Once the Bolognese sauce comes to a boil, you want to cover the pot and then transfer it to the oven and braise for about 2 to 4 hours. So I've got my Bolognese in the oven. It's set at 400 degrees. It's going to be in there for about 2 to 4 hours. All the flavors are going to melt together and it's going to be so delicious. You guys are going to love it. I'll see you when it's done. So the Bolognese sauce has been in the oven for about 3.5 hours. That's plenty of time for the meats and the vegetables and the tomatoes and all that good stuff to have melted together and create a delicious sauce. Let's give it a taste test. It's perfect. It needs a little bit of salt and it's good to go. It's perfect. And remember, the key to an awesome Bolognese is browning the meat first. If you guys have any other questions or comments, please feel free to email me, and I'll see you next time on Cooking for You and Me with Ronnie Woo.
That's why we make it good, you and me.
We want food.